Hi y'all, my name is Rebecca. Welcome to my channel. Preheat your oven to 200 degrees because we are going to make a natural swag. This is like a simmer pot without the pot and the simmer. I'm going to cut up a bag of oranges while my oven is preheating, and then I'm going to lay the oranges out onto baking dishes. I'm going to stick those in the oven, and you're going to cook them for 4 hours at 200 degrees, and then every hour just turn them over. It sounds very time consuming, but if you are cleaning the house or if you are in the middle of other projects, then just set your timer for every hour so that you can turn them, and you're going to have a beautiful smelling house as you are baking these oranges, drying them out. When they're done, you're not going to have any juice left, and they're going to still have just a natural tacky feel to them. Then I'm going to take cinnamon sticks. I'm going to drill holes in about 20 cinnamon sticks and make sure that the cinnamon stick doesn't crack. So pick the beefiest part of the cinnamon sticks to put your drill bit into. Now I am using natural twine, and I'm pulling a good deal of twine out of the container because you don't want to have to unstring your work. So it's better to have a little bit extra twine at the end of your project completion instead of not having enough. So adjust the twine however long you think that your little swag is going to be. This one's going to be a little bit large because I am doing this for a silent auction item for a charity that we have locally. Then I'm going to use a darning needle. I think that's what they're called. That's what I've always called. It's a very large needle with a blunt end, and the eye is a little bit larger. I think it's a darning needle. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But I'm going to thread my twine through the eye of this darning needle, and then I'm going to make a loop so that you can hang this if you want to. And then I'm going to tie that off in a very tight knot. I double knotted it just in case because it does have a little bit of weight. I'm going to put 2 wood beads. This is optional. I just thought since I was doing this for a silent auction item that I would dress it up a little bit, but I'm slipping 2 wooden beads on the end of it, and then just to give it some extra security, I'm going to use the garland ties from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to secure that just underneath the wooden beads. I'm going to clip the garland ties with my tin snips, about 3 to each garland tie, so approximately 2.5 inches long. And then I'm going to start threading on my oranges, cinnamon sticks, and then put another piece of the garland tie underneath that. This would be a beautiful piece for fall, but I am doing this with more of a Christmas theme because that's the next holiday that we are going into, we'll be decorating for. But you could make this in the fall, and then your house would smell lovely for a very long time. I've had this in my office for about a week and a half, and my office just smells delightful. Next, I'm going to make a tassel, and I found a piece of cardstock that was about the size, the length of the tassel that I wanted to make, and I'm just going to wrap my twine around the cardstock. I like really nice full tassels, so I do put several layers of twine around the cardstock, and then I'm going to put 2 wooden beads on the end of my swag to match the top portion of it, and I'm going to tie that off really tight. I'm going to also double knot that as well. Then I'm going to pull the twine off of the cardstock and then wrap about a 1/2 inch from the top just enough to make a nice loop, and I'm going to wrap some twine around that, tie it really, really tight, and then I will trim that and put just a dab of hot glue on the twine and kind of lay my scissors into it so that you really can't tell where the ends have met. Next, I'm going to trim my tassel. Now, a lot of people trim everything nice and even. I like my tassels to have a little bit of character. I don't feel like everything has to be even, so I just run my scissors through the bottom part of it, and there may be a couple that is a little bit longer and might look a little straggly, and so I do trim those, but I don't give it a haircut, as a lot of creators say. I'm going to run my darning needle through the top of the loop and then tie that off really, really tight. I made several passes through the twine binding of the tassel so that it would not come loose. If that swag was hanging, then it would not slip down. Yeah, I started this project at home, baking my oranges, and then I carried everything to work, and so I'm crafting to work, and my office is very busy, so you're going to have to excuse the comings and goings and all of the things that are happening in the background. I do apologize, but I live and I work around a lot of people, and it's just going to happen when I craft at work. I purchased a little tree ornament at the Target dollar spot for $1. I thought it was adorable, and I took the ribbon and I threaded that through the binding of the tassel, and I tied that off really, really tight just to give it a little bit of Christmas character and to carry the color down into the bottom of the swag. Now at this point you have built yourself a beautiful, natural, fragrant swag. This would also be a great idea for gifting someone. We are entering the gift giving season. Now, if you wanted to gift your swag, then I would suggest just wrapping some cellophane around it, leaving the side open, and tie it off with some twine. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that bell so that you know when I've uploaded my next video. Give this video a thumbs up. Thank you ever so much for watching Crafts, Laughs, and Chaos, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.